Athlete is capable of making a serious mistake. So is Carrickhill Lad, but his jumping on balance has been the better, and particularly he's put in a really bold circuit round this course at Ayr, and he'll test Royal Athlete today, no question about it.
There are a total of 5 non-runners throughout the afternoon. There were 2 in the first race, but Oceanus is missing from this race because he was declared for 2 and he in fact took part in the first, so number 11 in your morning papers doesn't take place here. Carrickhill Lad won his first 5 races over fences, including 3 of them at Ayr, so he goes particularly well at Ayr. And what may or may not be significant, because we haven't yet had enough evidence, is that a right-handed track, which he ran on at Ascot last time, may not suit him, because that was the first time he'd raced on one. Admittedly, it was much the best race he'd run in, but he simply didn't show anything. He jumped badly at the first, he was soon labouring, and really, I didn't think he showed any sparkle, John.
No, not at all. I think one can certainly discard that, and we know, as you've said, that this circuit suits him fine.
Here's news from John McCurrick.
Well, 5 favourites have won this in 12 runnings, and Ladbrokes the Magic Sign are backing Royal Athlete from 11.10. Evens Royal Athlete, but there is solid support for Carrickhill Lad into Bottle 2-1. It's then 9-1, the each-way horse, Formula 1, any price the rest. It would be an absolute Scottish miracle for the bookies if one of the first 3 don't win. It's levels, you devils, evens Royal Athlete.
That could be the pick of the rest there. White with dark epaulets. That is Formula 1, but as John has told you, it really does look a 2-horse race.
And they come down towards the first with up on the outside Super Fountain. And they come to the first. Super Fountain, one of the first to show, up on the outside into the Mystic. And the leader's safely over. Royal Athlete mid-division, and Carrickhill Lad is keeping him stride for stride as they come down past the stands with 2 complete circuits of the course in front of them, and it's Snowfire Chap on the outside of Super Fountain. Into the Mystic shows third, 2 lengths back to Formula 1, who's back in 4th place, but the leaders begin the swing towards the second fence, and as they do so, it's Super Fountain in the lead with, on the outside, Snowfire Chap. Sports News on the inner shows third as they take the next. Bit of crowding there at that fence, but they got away with it. Speech mid-division. Royal Athlete is really running the rails, next to the rails. Carrickhill Lad is within half a length of him, and they are 5th and 6th at this stage. The back marker is Camionage as they turn into the back stretch and head towards the third. Sports News takes it up now by a length to Super Fountain in second, Snowfire Chap's third, Carrickhill Lad 4, Formula 1 is 5th, into the Mystic 6th, Royal Athlete shows 7, and Speech in 8th place as they take the next. A particularly good jump there, and a fluent 1-2 by Royal Athlete on the inside. Dark colours, light sleeves. Moving up on the inside of Formula 1. Carrickhill Lad is on the outer as they take the next. And as they come over it, it's still Sports News who just leads. Sports News the leader from in second place on the outside, Super Fountain. Then Carrickhill Lad now shares the lead, a length back to Formula 1, followed by Royal Athlete. And behind Royal Athlete is on the inside Charlie Knows as they take the next. And the leader's safely over at the rear of the field. Camionage a bit untidy. But they're keeping a sensible chasing gallop in this quite testing ground, and it's Super Fountain in the lead. Super Fountain the leader from in second place, Carrickhill Lad on the outside, showing third into the Mystic, then Sports News and Royal Athlete well placed 5. Just after these races, Farinori, Groveland starts to make a bit of ground as they go to the last on the far side, and Carrickhill Lad just led there. Carrickhill Lad, Sports News a slight mistake, and they begin the turn out of the back stretch, and it's Carrickhill Lad sharing the lead with Super Fountain as they begin the descent into the home straight, with in third place Snowfire Chap, and behind that one is Formula 1 with the favourite Royal Athlete back in 5th place, really hugging those rails. Let's check the odds on return. Royal Athlete evens, Carrickhill Lad 2-1, Formula 1 10-1, 20s bar those 3. And at this stage, one of those 20-1 shots, Super Fountain, is out in front, and they come down towards the 8th. And as they do so, it's Super Fountain and Carrickhill Lad with up on the outside Snowfire Chap as they take the next. On the inner Formula 1 and Royal Athlete and Speech, and racing wide is Camionage trying to make a bit of ground. Border Oak in behind it, then Charlie Knows, then Farinori as they come to take the next ditch, and they're virtually 3 in the line. Sports News is now tailing off, and that one's really out of it. And Formula 1 in the white jacket has come through on the inside of Super Fountain. Wide is Carrickhill Lad. Wider still is Snowfire Chap as they take the next, and virtually 4 in line there. Royal Athlete really hugging those rails, shows now in a clear 4th place, but it's all to play for. 20 to 1 bar 3 with a lot of 20 to 1 chances in the race at this point, and it's still Super Fountain next to the rails, Carrickhill Lad in 2nd place, then Formula 1 followed by Snowfire Chap into the Mystic. Right on the inside is the favourite Royal Athlete with Speech on the outside of him in the yellow colours. Wide of that one is Kilclooney Forest. And what a lot of ground Mark Pittman is saving going up on the inside with Royal Athlete, and it's Super Fountain over in the lead. Formula 1 gets a share of that lead too, and so too Carrickhill Lad. Then comes Royal Athlete, followed then by Snowfire Chap and Speech and Kilclooney Forest, and behind Kilclooney Forest is Into the Mystic and Charlie Knows. They're in the backstretch now, and they've got just 8 more fences to jump, and it's Formula 1 with on the outside Carrickhill Lad. Then on the inside is Royal Athlete. Didn't take that one as well as he has some of the others. Kilclooney Forest is trying to make a bit of ground. Super Fountain's on the outside. Charlie Knows is getting closer. Border Oak is trying to get closer too. And Sports News is being pulled up. They take the next one, and it's Formula 1 going on from Carrickhill Lads in 2nd place. Royal Athletes back in 3rd as they continue their journey down the far side. This is the 2nd last ditch. The next one they take. Back in 4th is Super Fountain. Then Charlie Knows and Border Oak, and over that ditch Carrickhill Lad. A bold jump. Speech a little bit untidy at the rear of the field. Groveland's made a mistake, but as they come towards the 4th from home and 5th from home and over that one, it's Formula 1 in the lead from Carrickhill Lad and Royal Athlete, and now the market is beginning to tell. They go to the last on the far side, and as they do so, this is the 16th of the 19 fences. Dueling up front, Formula 1 and Carrickhill Lad. Going in pursuit is Royal Athlete, and as the market dictated, these 3 are dominating in this race. They're 15 to 20 lengths clear of Super Fountain, who can do no more, and they begin the descent into the home straight with just 3 to jump. And on the inside, it's Formula 1. On the outside is Carrickhill Lad in the red jacket, and Royal Athletes just trying to close, but he's doing so most impressively. Look at him close on these as they come down towards the 3rd from home. And on the outside, Carrickhill Lad, Formula 1 in the white jacket, and then Royal Athlete on the inner, back in 3rd place now, and Carrickhill Lad a slight mistake, and they've got just 2 more fences to jump. One of these is a ditch, and it's Formula 1 going on. Carrickhill Lad on the left, Royal Athlete on the right, 2 out, and Formula 1 goes through it. He treats it with no respect at all, but he's keeping up momentum. He gets a reminder. Here comes the favourite, Royal Athlete on the inside. Reminders too. Don't rule out Carrickhill Lad. What a race we have here at the final fence. 3 in line, all in the air together. Royal Athlete runs next to the rails and goes on by lengths to Formula 1 in 2nd. Carrickhill Lad plugging on gamely as they race up towards the line. It's Royal Athlete holding on. What a brave performance. A photo second between Carrickhill Lad and Formula 1, and these are well clear of Camionage and Super Fountain in their own private battle for 4th. Well clear of Charlie Knows and Speech, and those are the only ones to finish, because Into the Mystic pulled up, Snowfire Chap pulled up, Kilclooney Forest pulled up, also pulled up was Grovelands, and also pulled up was Farinori. Those 5 or 6 horses, well, they're just jogging past the post now. But what a brave performance by Royal Athlete, and the most amazing ride by Mark Pittman, his 51st of the season on this one, trained by mother Jenny at Upper Lambourne, made the journey worthwhile, and what a race we've had on this testing ground here at Ayr this afternoon for this Souter of Stirling Novices Chase. The result then, it's a win for number 2, Royal Athlete, in the colours of Mr. L. Johnson, trained at Upper Lambourne by Jenny Pittman and ridden by son Mark. Officially a photo second, Carrickhill Lad and Formula 1. Well, John McCurrick did say that the market illustrated there are only 3 horses in the race, and in fact that proved to be the case. Let's check on those closing stages, this amazing duel.
Well, the flat race has had us on the edge of our chairs all week, and now jumping is going to show that it can do the same, because you won't see a better novice steeplechase than this in a month of Sundays. Formula 1 has run a marvellous race, less highly thought of and less experienced than the other 2. He hasn't He does make a mistake at the second last, as a matter of fact, but has jumped superbly all the way. He's up with Carrickhill Lad at the moment. Royal Athlete was under pressure on the bend. As at Liverpool, he seemed to be just a little bit tapped for speed for a while, Jim. But what a brave horse he is.
Isn't he? He seems to relish a battle, and what a fine race, as you said. Formula One has run, but oh, didn't Norman Williamson sit tight there? He may be the least experienced of the riders in contention here, but he's given his horse a very good ride indeed, unable to draw his allowance because of the value of the prize. Going to the last now, Neil Doughty conjures a renewed effort from Carrickhill Lad this side. Neil, his horse, just pecked 3 from home. Mark Pittman, as he'd done at Liverpool, asks for everything, gets a tremendous response. What a leap there, just nods slightly, but loses no momentum, and then John shows all those battling shots.
Yes, he really runs on well. So do the other two, mind you. Look at Carrickhill Lad. He's rallied tremendously well on this side. Never given up, right to the end. There's never going to be very much between him and Royal Athlete. But today, Mrs. Pittman's star has done it again.
What a smashing race that was, and how delighted the backers were. Royal Athlete wins at even money favourite, back down from 11 to 10, and it looks as though they finished in the order of the betting, with Carrickhill Lad getting up on the line to snatch second place, so it is still a photo. Return 2-1 Carrickhill Lad, and the each-way horse. Lots of people thought, well, the each-way one was Formula One. They were dead right with that, who ran a superb race, Formula One, returned at 10-1. But that Royal Athlete, the 6th favourite in 13 runnings of this race to win. The others were Rhinus 2 years ago, remember, 3rd in the Grand National the other day. Kildima, who's been so disappointing since, won this in 87, and earlier in the 80s, Ballygo, Burnt Oak and Royal Minster all were favourites. But what a potential star this Royal Athlete is. But what a hard race he had there.
I don't fully agree that he had a really hard race. He is just a little bit lazy and takes some stoking up. He only got 3 or 4 cracks with the whip, and as anybody saw, he responded to every single one of them.
In fact, after the last, Mark Pittman, I'm very glad to say, I think only hit him twice and was waving his whip the rest of the way. He'd given this horse a really beautiful ride. There's the proud mother, and how proud she must be, both of her son and the horse, because the Royal Athlete's jumping has steadily improved. He made one mistake, I think, about 5 or 6 fences from home. I thought perhaps he was maybe beginning to get tired or going to start making mistakes, but he jumped the last 3 like an absolute stag. In fact, it was sorry, I've forgotten his name, I'm ashamed to say, Formula One, who made a serious mistake at the second last. Norman Williamson did really well to sit as still as he did, but there's the jockey, quite understandably wanting to have his picture taken with this very, very promising young staying chaser.
Well, we have a facility here where we have a low-angle camera. Here, let's use our replay of that. This is them coming to the final fence. Royal Athlete on the right, being driven along by Mark Pittman. Watch the leap he gets here. Neil Doughty asks for everything on the outside. In between them, Formula One. They rise almost as one. As you saw, Royal Athlete just nodded on the run-in, but John didn't lose any momentum, and he really storms up the run-in.
Yes, he's run on superbly, and as I say, I think Mark is just waving the whip now. He may use it once more, but basically was waving it after the first 2 taps on the flat, and that's the way you like to see them ridden.
Okay. Well, I'm pleased to say we've got the lead-in or the winning trainer there, Jenny Pittman. Jenny, that was a really good performance there.
Yes, John. I think the horse deserves a rest now. He's been quite busy this year. His last 2 races have been quite tough races.
The last time I've seen him run, he's looked well beaten at the 3rd last. I mean, to me, he was the first one of those 3 beaten.
Well, the thing about him is 3 miles would be his minimum trip. I thought his biggest handicap today was carrying your tip, actually, in the Today newspaper.
Well, here, here we go. You can have a look now. This is just that.
Did he muff the 3rd last? See his walk
Oh,
through that?
yeah, definitely.
And Mark, you know, a lot of leather was flying then. Mark said he didn't jump the 2nd last very well either. And he felt turning in that he wasn't going to get back to him, and he thought that it was just the horse's guts and courage. You know, he's just come through that.
Formula One did well to stand up there. Norman Williamson's given him a good ride.
Yeah.
But yours, like you said, very tough. The further he goes, he looks, the better he'll be.
You know, he's amazing horse, John. I mean, he's not a great, big, thick set horse. You know, my usual standard of horse is a bit broader than him, and he's not a great, big, broad horse. But the great thing about this horse is he's got endless guts, you know.
And so's Mark. I tell you, all three jockeys, they're really going for everything at the last.
Yes.
And if any one of them had missed there, it would have cost him. Well, certainly if he got in close, he wouldn't have won, I don't think.
Well, I think it was a bit like this at Liverpool, and also with Toby Tobias would have been digging him out up to his toenails if he'd have tipped up then. But you know, you know the score, John. You've got to keep going for it at this stage of proceedings. It's no use taking a pull and looking for a safe jump at that stage of proceedings.